Hello, welcome to Hatton Games. In the recent update there's been a number of changes to the weapons as well as a few gameplay mechanics. I'm going to go over the weapons first though, as it's probably what most people want to see. So starting off with the Deagle, this is a gun that's had numerous updates throughout CSGO and it doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon. The accuracy has now been increased, meaning shots aren't as random as they were before. As you can see, when you spam it there isn't any real pattern. This obviously means you're going to need to take your time with the Deagle and let the recoil reset between each shot. It tends to whiff a lot less now at long range. I think before the patch you'd sometimes have your crosshair lined up on their head, stood still for a good portion of time and still miss. So that was pretty ridiculous, and it's good to see the accuracy being increased. The Mag 7 has seen two changes. The price has been upped from $1,700 to $1,900 and the cycle time between shots has been increased. This just means it will take longer for you to get the next shot off when spamming the Mag 7. This somewhat balances the Mag 7 as it's now a more risky purchase if you fail to pick up any kills. The high kill reward is of course still there though, so if you can play it right you'll be raking in $900 a go. The XM1014, probably better known as the CT's Auto Shotty, has also had its cycle time increased, but it now does more armour penetration. This would obviously be good against opponents who have brought up with a fully equipped Kevlar and helmet, though I'm still not sure it beats the Mag 7, which deals more damage and is cheaper. The UMP has seen its price drop from $1,500 to a respectable $1,200. This now makes it $200 less than the Bison, which used to be my go-to gun for anti-eco rounds before the patch. The UMP actually does more damage than the Bison, but if you're used to having 64 bullets of WASDA, you might be a little disappointed with the UMP's 25 bullet capacity. This is actually the lowest magazine size of the entire SMG category, so you're going to have to make every bullet count if you're to be successful. In addition to the price drop, the recoil pattern for the UMP has been refined to give it less variation when spraying. This simply means that the pattern is a lot more consistent, and you pretty much just have to pull down to the right after the first 3 bullets. So some nice changes to the UMP in this patch. I think we'll start to see a lot more of it in games to come. The Mag 10's movement speed has been increased. If you look at the top left of the screen, it now stands at 240, which is very fast, but of course not as fast as your knife, which is the maximum at 250. The price has also been reduced, making it only $1,000. I'm not sure this is enough to see it become viable in a match, but nice changes nonetheless. Moving away from the weapon changes, and we're going to see 2 flashbangs now used as default. This is a great move by Valve, and it's nice to see they're listening to the community. Tons of people have been posting about this and it's finally been implemented. Some might not see this as a big change, but trust me, it's always good to have people playing the same rule set as the pros. It just helps them relate when watching streams instead of being confused as to where they've pulled this second flash from. So the next change is the implementation of body groups penetration for maximum damage. What this essentially means is that if you have your hand in front of your stomach, say you're holding out your M4 for example, when a player shoots your hand it actually registers as stomach damage. This goes the same for a headshot. If you're holding your gun up and your arms are in the way of your face, when your opponent shoots you in the arms it will result in a headshot. One very important thing to note though, you have to be aiming where the head would normally be. You can't just shoot the edge of the arm and expect to get a headshot. That would just be silly. So the very last update is certainly not one to be overlooked. The aim punch has now been totally removed for unarmoured players when being shot in the arms or legs. For those of you who don't know what aim punch is, it's basically where your crosshair moves up when you get shot by the enemy, making it a lot harder to compensate for recoil. Aim punching doesn't occur anywhere on the body when you have full armour. If you get shot in the stomach there's no aim punch, if you get shot on the head there's no aim punch. Your crosshair will always remain static and you won't experience any jolts. Without armour however is a different story, and that's what has been adjusted in the current patch. So before, without armour you'd get aim punch anywhere on the body, be it the head, stomach, arms or leg. Now with the new update you'll no longer receive aim punch when being shot in the legs or arms. This makes it a lot easier to control your aim and gives you a fighting chance when facing someone with full armour. So overall this is a great update as it fixes a lot of the issues with the actual gameplay. I look forward to more updates like this one where Valve fine-tuned the game in light of the community's suggestions. We know they are working on integrating Mirage into the competitive rotation, so hopefully that should be put into action soon. I've still got a list of things that I think CSGO needs, and I could perhaps go into detail on this in another video. Let me know what your thoughts are on this update. Do you like the changes? Leave a comment in the section below and we can get a little chit chat going. Before we go though, I've got 2 videos you might have missed. On the top is a video on the recent ESEA Bitcoin scandal. This whole story has actually been featured on the BBC News, which is quite insane. If you haven't checked it out already, you should definitely read up on it. Over on the bottom is my review on the CEVO mapping contest. I think the voting closes sometime today, so it'll be interesting to see the official results. Other than that though, I just want to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.